What's up, guys? Well, today is the day. Most of you have seen this old girl sitting in the background for the last couple weeks, wondering what in the world we've got here. I actually put it on the community page asking for guesses, and we've had everything from Chargers to Novas to Aspens to a Honda Civic. I'm pretty sure you all can figure out who made that guess. But anyway, to be honest with you, the members of this channel already know. I put this out on my community page specifically for them, kind of gave them a peek under the old hat for a second. But for the rest of you watching, you're gonna find out right now. So anyway, let's get after it. This is Busted Radio Garage. All right, guys, as I'm unwrapping this, I'm gonna kind of explain to you how we ended up with this old girl. So anyway, most of you remember Miss Mable, right? She used to sit right over there. You know, she's part of the power tour car and all that jazz. Don't mind what's going on there. This will be in a later video, as I'm sure you can see. You know, we got something going on. But anyway, back to Miss Mable. We had a gentleman reach out to us, did not want to see her put as a burnout car, a drag car. So he made me a deal to purchase Miss Mable. And in the process, this car came along in the deal. And I was like, yep, let's do it. So that's how we ended up with this old girl, and I cannot wait because my plans are to turn this into my first drag car. I've never built a drag car, and we are going to do it right now this winter. This thing is going to be epic. So I'm going to kind of go over my plans with you on what I want to do. We'll go from there. We'll take some suggestions in the comments. Obviously, I'm going to need some help from people in the industry, which I'm going to reach out to our, supporters, which are like Summit, Cope Racing transmissions, Calvert Racing engines, all of that jazz, plus some of you watching, to kind of help me out do this, because, again, I've never built one before. I'm a burnout guy. That's what I enjoy to do. But anyway, let's keep unwrapping. So we're going to go ahead and get the rest of this jazz off here, and then we're going to kind of go through the car, because chrome. To be honest with you, I have never, ever went through this myself. I kind of rolled her in here, and that's where it's been. So let's get the rest of this unwrapped. Good night. How big is this cover? Gee whiz. Let's get that in over there. And of course, I'm going to do the right thing with this cover. And I'm just going to throw it over here on the floor. And we'll leave it there until I cover the car back up. It's going to take a couple weeks, right? We're going to have to get, parts together, figure out what we're going to do, so on and so forth. I have some killer ideas that I want to do. Not sure if they're feasible. I mean, anything's possible with $1 million, right? Which, I don't have $1 million. But anyhow, here, let me flip you around. Boom. This is actually a 1980 model Plymouth Volare. We had one guess on this was close. My boy over there, Adam Lawson, who knows me, knows my true feelings, and I'm an F-body guy. There's my baby sitting right over there. He guessed an Aspen. He was close enough. It is truly actually a Volare, but who's counting? So anyway, here is my new drag car project for 2025. I think it's going to be the perfect platform for what I want to do. I think it's going to be epic. I cannot wait. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take you through the old girl, and I'm going to show you exactly why I agreed to this deal, and we'll go from there. So anyway, let's get going. I'm excited. All right, guys, we're going to start right here in the trunk, because to be honest with you, when it was delivered to me, he showed me, like everything that was in the trunk that went with the car. And if I'm being honest, I cannot remember any of it. I think there's a set of hubcaps. I don't know. But again, I haven't went through this. I don't know. So let's figure it out. Let's see what we got. Whew. Okay. I do remember some of this now. So, good night. Well, how do you get them out of here? Okay, you haven't seen it yet, but this car does have a full cage, a really nice cage. And here are the rest of the cage pieces that have to be put in. So we'll get somebody to come over and weld them up. Where am I going to put these at? Good God. Ugh. Right there on the floor is a good spot. So anyway, the rest of it, here, let me just get you in here. So I'm not emptying all this out. So essentially what we got is just the plastic pieces to the car. The interior plastic, which is pretty cool. I doubt I'll use much of it. If not, maybe somebody out there can use it. I'll make you a smoking deal on it. You know, we got the original hubcaps. Those will go on the wall. That's cool. We got the rubber seals for the doors and so on and so forth. I will be using those. Just more plastic pieces. Essentially is what's in here. Some clips. Yeah, I'm not digging all that out. Essentially, there's a bunch of plastic parts in here for the car, which is fine. We'll use what we're going to use. If not, nah, we'll make a deal and we'll advance those onto somebody else that could paint them up and make them nice pieces for their car. We'll figure that out when we get there. So here's some pretty cool stuff on the back glass. Virginia Motorsports Park, Spencer Speedway, US 13. What we got over here? US 13 and US 13. So this car has some drag racing history. It just unfortunately got set up for years and years and years. And which isn't a bad thing. I mean, things happen. It's just sometimes you can't get to them. It does need a rear bumper, which is fine. I can reach out to some sources I know and scavenge up a nice rear bumper. No big deal. Has super nice taillights. So you can't beat on that. The color was beautiful for this car. Beautiful silver. Unfortunately, you know, Mother Nature has taken that away from the old girl, which is fine. I'll get on with what we're going to do with that here in a little bit. Again, I've already reached out to some people on some plans for the car, so it's in the works. All right, so I'll take you down the passenger side of the car, and this is one of the reasons I agreed to this deal. And any of you F-body owners know what I'm talking about just by showing it to you. Got a little bit of rust there, but other than that, the car is clean as a whistle. That's not that big of a deal. We can fix that. Top is super clean. People haven't been storing a bunch of stuff on top of it. All the glass is here. Fenders are mint. Got a beautiful grille, beautiful front bumper. Bumper fillers there. I mean, just all around perfect little starter for a project. Got a little bit of rust on the door, no big deal, we can fix that. And a little bit back there, no big deal, we can fix that. I'll take this up to my buddy Tony. He'll make this thing look, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, let's get on to the inside. All the door panels and all that are gone. Got some really nice edges that are made here and on the other side, which is freaking awesome. And then here is the main reason I went on with this deal, is it has a full, all the way around, wrapped cage. Beautiful cage work. I mean, look at these beautiful welds. I mean, this was done right. We're obviously going to change out this steering wheel and all this jazz. I'll reach out to Motion Race Works. We'll get a nice steering shaft, a nice pop-off steering wheel. All this wiring is going to be gone. We're getting rid of this completely. We'll get a whole new harness. Got a nice switch mount there. And there's a bunch of parts back here. We got brake calipers, the rear spoiler, it goes to the car, Schumacher mounts, drive shaft loops. I mean, you just name it. Those Schumacher mounts I'm not going to use for nothing. I'll get a new K member. But this cage is just absolutely perfect. I want to get underneath and look and see if there's any subframe connectors. Check that out and see. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that right now. Oh, mercy sakes. Yes, there are. So we got subframe connectors here, which is perfect. They're on both sides. And those are put in the right way. So we absolutely love that. That's perfect. Got some nice, I know this is hard for everybody to see. We got some nice torque boxes here. I mean, this thing is just built right. All right, guys, now it's time to show you what's under the hood of this old girl. And I'm here to tell you, hold your hats. Yeah, just hold on. You ready? Get some. Gotcha. Nothing. Nothing at all. So anyway, but look at all the room we have for activities. Now this is a slant 6 cross member or K member, whatever you want to call it. There are Schumacher mounts in there to, you know, allow for a V8, but this is, we're getting rid of it. I'm going to get a V8 cross member or K member or whatever it is you want to call it. And we're going to get rid of this one, do something with it. And then of course, you know, to par with everything we do here at BRG. All of this crap, with the exception to that master cylinder, is coming out. We're getting rid of it all. And then we'll get this all cleaned back up. It'll fit with whatever paint job we do with the car. We'll, plate off all these holes that we're not going to use, all of that jazz, and get rid of the rest of it. We're not going to need it where we're going. All right, cool. So let's get on to the rest of it, and we'll go from there. And again, this is going to be my drag car for 2025. If the schedule allows, which it should, we have 5 cars to build over the winter, which is this. Homer, we got to rebody him, completely tear him down, put a new body. We got the Vice Grip Garage Mo Monza, which is going to be Mopar powered, with, some goodies there. I'm sure you can figure that out. We've got to get Hot Mess done, which is going to be Kathy's Pontiac Trans Am. And then I've got another one on its way that's going to blow your freaking mind. It's going to be awesome. So anyway, let's get back to the Volare. All right, so let me kind of just sit you down for a minute and explain to you what I want to do with this car. All right, guys, I'm about at a T, so we're going to make this quick. So anyway, the plans for the Volare are as follows. Obviously, we're going to go big block, so it's going to be 440 punched out. We're going to forge everything. It's going to be the nastiest little engine you ever seen. And we're going to do some fun, torques to it, right? What I'm thinking for the entire car, if I'm being honest, if I can do it, would be something like a straight front axle gasser style. With a big old nasty engine, have some big zoomies coming out of the hood, a big flamboyant, heavy flake, nasty paint job, all decaled out. We do have a name for the car that is in our members section. If you look around, there's an Easter egg for it. And I'm sure throughout the time of building this car, I'm gonna slip it out. But the name is freaking cool. Kathy come up with it. Of course, she names pretty much everything we have here. So it's epic either way. Some fancy, chrome shiny wheels, just something just ignorant shiny. Just make it a 70s, 80s flamboyant, all up in your grill type look, and we're gonna have some fun with it. Look, I'm not gonna win no, high speed records or, all this kind of jazz. It'd be cool just to have as a little bracket car, just something to have fun with. I enjoy bracket racing. I think it's fun. I think it's fun to watch. But I want something of my own. I want something that not only I'm going to enjoy, but that you're going to enjoy watching, coming to see, getting pictures in it, hanging out, doing all that jazz. Something like Homer, who's bright and flamboyant and loud and just, again, all up in your face. And then, the old VGG Monza is going to be the exact same way. A 600 or 700 horsepower blown engine and a 1,500-1,600 pound car is, my Lord, that's going to be insane. And then we've got Hot Mess, our Trans Am, which is our most how can I say this, outgoing build ever. I've never went that deep, that far. Essentially everything's being replaced but the T-bar, right? But yeah, I just wanted to touch base with you on the Volare. I know a lot of you have been wondering what's going on with this car. It is definitely going to be one of our most in-depth builds because we're talking about changing a ton of stuff. But what I like is like the meat and potatoes are there, right? It has a good body. This car has a floor in it. It has a floor and a trunk pan. None of my cars, with the exception to our collection cars, have that. So it's going to be nice to work on something that, we're not fooling with Swiss cheese and screwing in or pop ribbon and street signs, right? But the cage is there. The subframe connectors are there. It has a beefy rear end case under there. I'm unfortunately going to have to get the pumpkin and get the drive shaft and all that. Hey, but that's fine because we got to figure out what we're going to do with the power plant first. I will say this. I will 100% beyond a shadow of a doubt be using John Cope up at Cope Racing Transmissions for our transmission. I highly recommend you get a hold of him for your transmission needs. I actually have a banner for him I've got to hang up in the shop to support him as much as I humanly can. And then, of course, we're going to reach out to our friends at Summit. We're going to reach out to our friends at Alky Digger. And then, as you guys know, any of our engines, Homer is the perfect example.
871 blown small block Mopar. And if any of you ever watched Homer's videos, the foot goes to the floor. I don't care if I make him explode. But that little engine, with exception to a problem that I had at the beginning of the year where I was an idiot, that engine has taken, what, 25, 30, full throttle, 6,500, 700, or 7,000 RPM burnouts. The engine gets red hot, and look, I could start him up and do it again right now, no problem. So Calvert Racing Engines, Maysville, Kentucky. If you have any engine needs, call Jason up there. The dude is legit, and I mean it, legit. So anyway, I appreciate you watching. We're gonna get started on this. Let me take you around. Let me show you what we got going on for the winter. And we're gonna get started on this here very, very soon. If this is something you wanna watch, I don't ask for this very often, but hit that sub button. You know, you'll get notified or dinged or whatever happens when we're doing that. And yeah, you get to sit down here for an hour every week and watch me look like an idiot. I love doing the daily content. I do. I try my darndest to do it, but good night, I'll live it. Anyway, let me show you what we're going to do this winter. You can decide for yourself if you want to hang around. And remember, I've got another car coming here very, very soon that's going to blow your freaking mind. Let's get to looking around. All right, guys, as I said earlier, we've got 5 projects we got to do over the winter. We're going to try to get as many of them done as humanly possible. I've already started on 2. One of them right here is the old Vice Grip Garage Monza, and the second one is Homer. Third is going to be the drag car, which will be named later. Well, I already know what the name is, but I'll let you know later. We're trying to feed the members some information, you know, keep them involved as well. And then we've got back here, which is Hot Mess, plus the other car that's on its way. That is 5 for the 2025 season, and we're gonna be using all of them. Now, the main one we're gonna be starting with that I need to get crack-a-lacking on because the amount of time it's gonna take is the re-body of Homer. Now, I do have another body found that is rust-free, believe it or not. Now, I know, but it is rust-free body, which means that we have to tear apart every single thing that we spent all of last winter building and put it in another car. This part, you know, isn't so bad because I need to clean up all this jazz anyway. I mean, poor Homer just got hot up there at No Name. We had a radiator cap failure, which is kind of my fault. You know, I probably should have put a little bit better cap on this to begin with. But I'm going to tell you something, guys. If you haven't watched any of his videos this year, Homer has just taken a beating. And this car didn't have any structural support. I mean, barely has a floor, barely has a trunk pan, barely has anything left. But, I mean, the body has just been beat to death. I mean, there's no lower quarters left on either side. Trunk won't close. There's no rear bumper. I mean, look at this. I don't even know where the heck all that went. You know, he's had a rough life this year, which is fine. That's what he's designed to do, is to have fun. You know, so we're going to have to get all that paint work and all that cleaning in there is going to be for nothing, but that's fine. Hey, I do have to ask you something, and this was brought up to me at our last event. When we go to change this body out, a couple of people had mentioned cutting squares out of Homer where this decal is and giving them away. So I need to know in the comments from you for real, who would like to have a piece of Homer? If I was to square this door up and the other door up and cut however many I can get out of each door, you know, between them both, maybe 20 or 30 pieces, and then sign them and give them away on a giveaway or just send them out to members or whatever, leave something in the comments for real and let me know what you think. If that's the case, we will take the time to de-skin this door and the other door and do that for you. So please let me know. You know, that was brought up by you guys, but I need to make sure that it's just not more than 1 or 2 people. If it's 1 or 2 people, I'll do it for you anyway, but I don't want to spend a day cutting out 30 pieces of that if nobody wants them. So maybe we'll throw them in short orders or whatever. But yeah, just let me know. And then we've got this. Boom. This is what a lot of people are wanting to see, wanting to figure out what we're going to be doing here. Obviously, you know, we're doing something, you know, absolutely crazy. You know, we're trying to figure it out if we're going to keep the hood or not, but we kind of need to because it kind of goes with the car. If this is your first time watching this video, yes, 100%. This is Vice Grip Garage's old Monza. You can look back on his channel. I think this was the second or third car he uses as a channel car for his channel. But yeah, we have it here now. No, we're not changing anything here but the engine. We're going to put something BRG style. The Mopar driven Monza, because we are Mopar people here, right? Here's something else was brought up to me. Some people would like to see this brought back as a road course car. You know, do like a Daytona style. You can Google them up. Maybe I'll put a picture right here anyway. You know, the old Daytona style body, you know, fill in the headlights and all that jazz. Kind of like they done the Monza. And use this for road course events. I could put a small block in here just to have fun. Probably not going to win anything because it's a whale. It's going to weigh 3,500 pounds. But it'd be cool to see, you know, maybe painting black with the BRG decal, naming Buster. You know, what do you think? We're kicking that around as well. So let me know what you think about that. But anyway, guys, that's going to be about the end of this episode. As you guys know, every winter we live in this place building projects for the summer. And boy, do we got a lot to do. So anyway, I appreciate you hanging out with us. If you feel this is something for you, smash that subscribe button, hang out with us. It's rare that I ask for that, but hey, let's do it, shall we? I mean, we're getting, you know, 20, 30, 40,000 views a week. Let's get some of them subs in here. All right, guys, anyway, I appreciate you watching. We'll catch you next time. BRG out.